Strange things total strangers have come up and said by Matt Rose.
I'm at
Let's
Liverpool
go.
Street Station. I sit down on a bench next
Uh-huh.
to a gentleman reading a newspaper. I start to eat my Whopper burger, and he leans over to me and says, "Say, have you ever been stabbed? This sort of thing, stranger."
Run. He's about to do something.
Starting random conversations happens to me, Matt Rose, all the
Huh.
time. Just a few months ago, a woman marched over to me and said these exact words.
Okay.
Japanese is the international dog of Cuba. Look at this. That's 300 million years old. Bye-bye. What other nonsense have people been accosted with whilst minding their own business, I wonder? I was sitting in a park eating an ice cream when an well-dressed elderly woman sits next to me, puts her hand on mine, looks me in the eye and says, "You shall be a suitable landing pad." That was weird. A guy
I can't tell if she's trying to hit on her or she's about to land a UFO.
calmly said, "Hannah Montana," to my face and turned to steady walk away. Not my experience, but once some lady walked up to my mum while she was walking her dog and asked, "Is that one of them dogs with one of them heads?"
Yes.
Well, yes, it is. Hey, what time is it? It's 3:30. Today or tomorrow? Sorry. I work at a pub and a person walked in and shouted, "Your yellow mustard scrunchie offends me," then went on
Average
to
Twitter
shout about
experience.
bubbles. You walk like a foreigner. 15 years later.
How does a foreigner walk? What's the difference?
And I still think about that sometimes. Holds up a Teflon pan in the checkout line. I never buy these. You stick them in a bird cage with your birds, bird will be dead in a day. I was waiting
probably
in the
won't.
elevator when a guy approached me and asked, "Hey, want to see something cursed?"
Sure.
He showed me a picture of mac and cheese flavoured candy canes, and then he walked away. He wasn't lying. I quote a
Yeah, he
homeless
wasn't
man on
lying.
the street. Have you ever
I wouldn't mind if he had showed the actual thing and shared some.
farted? I worked in a call centre
No, I
on
have
State
not.
Street
I'm
in
a
Boston,
VTuber.
the financial district, and was outside for a break. This wild-haired woman catches my eye and says, "You're boring!" And she scampers
Another
into the
Twitter
building.
experience.
I'm going to cut your heart out.
Run.
Cut out your heart. I hate riding the bus. A man stopped me in the street to tell me it was going to rain soon. That wouldn't be that weird, except for the fact it was already raining.
Man, that
MMA,
guy's
you
funny.
just have the kind of face that looks like it could take
Not.
a punch. Guy making my sandwich at Subway. Me and my girlfriend walking
Run.
the streets of downtown Atlanta just after sunset were approached by a man with an oddly polite way of speaking, considering the content. "Oh, hello, yes. Would either of you fine folks be interested in fucking me?" Or my girlfriend shook her head no. "What about you, sir?" I'm good, thanks. Once when
Shoot or shoot.
I was walking to work, crossing the road legally at a crosswalk when the walk sign was up, a car drove by me and the driver yelled at me out the window, "Learn to fucking car!" I didn't want to say
The driver
that.
said that?
Well,
Wait a minute.
learn
Crosswalk road. Crossing the road. The car drove by me. Driver said learn to car.
to
Oh my god.
fucking car! I didn't want to say this when your girlfriend was
just
here,
had to stop
but
you and
you have the most
A lot of people have impressive cows.
I've seen quite a few. If you dig down half a foot, you can find crabs and eat them. Just some random dude and his wife came up to me,
What?
child on the beach, to tell me that. That sounds like something an NPC in a
Did you know 1 million crabs went missing? That's how. People just ate them all.
Pokemon game would say. Today, more adults were spanked than children. I kept walking. Had to go to
Children, don't. That's spanking children is weird, bro. I didn't knew about this until I learned American culture a little bit. That is weird. I don't
tell
know.
me I had lips like Jenny Garth. She then went up to my friend and noted that she had a nose like David Bowie. A gas
I don't know who that
clerk
is.
told me I had Jesus eyes. A woman once told me I
What
have
does
skin
Jesus eyes mean? Like blue? Bro, I swear to 99% or 90% of Christians don't know what Jesus actually looked like.
Princess Diana. One time I was informed by a stranger that I had a lovely purple aura. I wonder what you'd look like if you had all these traits. Sort of like the kind of face I imagine you picture just as you're going down under anesthesia. Here, hold this. He gave me a bag of baby carrots and ran away. A man
Hey,
in a
you free
three-piece suit
carrots.
carrying a brown leather
I think you should leave too. Those carrots might be problematic. Leave them behind.
Suitcase looked like a banker, stopped in his tracks, shocked in front of me in the middle of a busy sidewalk, and screamed, looking at my denim shorts, "Bermuda trousers!"
What does that mean?
Yeah, that was a time traveller. Random dude on the bus said to me as we were passing a cemetery, 3 of my ex-girlfriends are buried there. Oh,
How did they end up there? How do you... all 3 of your ex-girlfriends there? That dude is sus.
Grimacing face emoji! I was walking with a friend who was wearing a leather jacket. We passed an old woman smoking a cigarette on the sidewalk. Nice leather jacket there, Jonas brother. Look, lady, my friend began, but she interrupted.
I would just ignore it. I was not a lady.
Poop in your pants. You bleed well. Guy sitting next to me at the blood bank. Guy at the urinal next to me.
Run.
And said, "Powerful."
He's about to donate your blood.
Stream. A guy once said to me, "Wow, your hair grows really fast." I replied,
How would you know?
Not really. He replies, "No, it does. I've been watching it." Once a little girl at a gas station said to me in a very serious voice, "You have the wrong shoes." I felt like I was in a Twin Peaks episode for the next few hours. I had a kid walk up to me in a bookstore and whisper, "If you don't play the dragon,
the dragon's gonna play with you." He plays with you.
Plays you. Scared the crap out of me. I was walking back to my dorm a few nights ago when I see this kid come whizzing by on a bike with some sort of random thing on his head that I can only describe as a basket attached to a ceiling fan attached to a stuffed animal
ceiling
human
fan
with a propeller on top of their head. As he went by, he yelled, "Don't worry, I'm only a figment of your imagination." Nothing to worry about then. Have you ever
There is things to worry about. Go see a doctor.
A cutlet. I failed a pap smear today. I just thought you should know. Did you put resistors in my brain? You look like a butter eater. I'm sorry. Then proceeded
What does that
to
mean?
just stare.
Does it mean their teeth are yellow? Is that what it means?
Hey, I've got a pig at home with human teeth. I'm on a
How?
cruise. I'm washing my hands in a bathroom and this
She got that from the Stewie universe.
Andy Reid-looking dude with a thick Pittsburgh accent comes out of the stall and says to me, "You put your left hand and right hand out of 2 different soap dispensers. You get double the soap." I'm like...
Or put them under the same soap dispenser? I don't know.
Yeah. Guy wound down his
Why do you want double soap?
Shouted, "There's a baby in your buggy," at me. Not
Soap is
sure
soap.
why else he thought I'd be pushing a buggy. "Please pay us the jelly," said a drunk guy walking by me on a city street about 10-15 years ago. Turns out it was a line from this old commercial.
"Would you please pass the jelly?"
Now, it's my username. If you really need to protect a herd of llamas, you have to get a donkey. I have
I'll
no
keep that
involvement
one
in
in
anything
mind.
to do with llamas or even livestock, but this information was vouchsafed to me on a bus by an old man, and it has stuck with me forever. "Hey, I Dr. Gumruff, your cool hat, and who
Another
would
drunk
know
person.
Duckledur, Tas Jack Sajadua, my friend." I was like, ha ha ha. I was riding my unicycle when a guy shouted, "Pop a wheelie." Something
Papa wheelie to a unicycle, bro.
strangers said, rather they've done. A woman got in her car, took a big sip of a smoothie, then proceeded to open her mouth so her small dog could lap up the smoothie in her mouth. While I was
What
shopping
the-
about 8 years ago, I had
Gross.
some lady come up and congratulate me for looking like Alec Baldwin. Mate, a feeling I
Okay.
know all too well. Then she started to walk away before I could say anything.
I don't think it's a compliment to compare people with someone else, even celebrities. I don't think people appreciate that.
Turned around and said, "Stephen's always been the better one. You're just a no-talent
Wow.
ass clown. You look like Marilyn Manson." No, wait, Charles Manson. I used to work in a store, and one time a customer asked me, "Has anyone ever told you that you look a little bit like Kevin Hart?" I'm 6'3" and white. Well, they only
Kevin is short.
said a little bit.
Yeah.
I was 14 years old, working at an amusement park, and 2 women and 1 man came up to me giggling. "You look just like..." "Oh my god, we shouldn't say it," said
Punch him in
one
the
woman.
face.
"What? Who do I look like?" Thinking she'll say the name of some celebrity. "You look just like that girl that was murdered recently and buried in that man's backyard." I went
Are they telling future news? Run, call the cops on them.
past some homeless dude holding a tray of eggs. He stopped me and asked, "Would you like an egg?"
No.
I responded, no thanks.
There's something
Which
mixed
his
in
reply
them.
was, "Go on." Just a nibble. People
Nope.
like you think they're Russell fucking Crowe. No idea. Pulled up in a small coastal town in Scotland. Got out of the car to stretch my legs. A sweet old lady wandered over and said, "Excuse me, do you have the means to kill a seagull?" Some guy came up
What
to me
would
at the
that
bar.
be? The American or just a steak? It could be if you hit it with us.
Once and asked me, "Hey,
Man, I
your
don't even know.
name Ned. I am tripping balls on psychedelics right now, and I think I'm seeing people's names. My name is Ned."
Oh
It's
no.
I used to
Guys, I know it might be tempting. Don't.
shave my head. I was sat at a bus stop when a guy walked behind me and licked my head. He said,
Ew.
"Nice," and walked off.
Ew.
However, these bizarre interactions can be more wholesome than you could ever have thought. I got
Oh, yeah?
kissed by an angel this morning, said an old man sitting at a bench. It turns out that phrase saved my life. Just as I paused to think and laugh at what he said, an SUV lost control of itself, hurtled towards me as I was just about to cross the street. I was able to jump away. If I didn't pause, the SUV would have hit me head on.
That angel saved 2 lives that day. Oh, bye-bye.
6 months later, I see the same woman walking into the same building, and she says, "Still boring!"
She needs to get a life, and you need to punch her in the face. It's worth it.